Hello, I'm Peter Towers, Managing Director of ESS Small Business. Welcome to Empowering SMEs. Today we're continuing our promotion on all things to do with COVID-19 coronavirus, because this is affecting every small and medium-sized business in Australia. This week, we presented a very interesting webinar a couple of days ago, and we concentrated on financing your business and engaging your accountant to add value to your business. So let me share with you some of the comments that Ashley Evans, the Managing Director of AAA Financial Solutions and Consulting, made relative to financing your business. Incidentally, Ashley's an ex-bank manager, and he brings a lot of those skills and knowledge that he learned as a bank manager into his financial advisory role these days. Ashley suggested that small businesses should be closely analysing where you are and understanding what the financial pressures are in a business and what the signs are. Secondly, he summarised how companies like AAA Financial Solutions and consultants can assist small businesses and medium-sized enterprises to overcome some of your financial problems. And he then discussed a wide range of financing arrangements and therefore problems. Ashley then discussed benchmarking and highlighted why it's so important. First of all, for you as a business operator to know how you compare to your peers in your industry, but also so that you understood how bankers and lenders utilize the benchmarking data to ascertain whether they think that you're a good risk to lend money to. Work-related stress is a fairly common subject at present with the coronavirus, and Ashley had quite a list of items that could probably cause stress to team members that we probably all need to look at. He then posed the question, business planning, does it help? And he come down very strongly with a positive yes, it does. It's important, and every business should have a business plan because it lets you know where you're going and you can see what the result will be, especially when you then convert it into a prediction using predictive accounting methodologies, budgets, cash flow forecasts, and predicted balance sheets to show you what your business plan that you envisage, what it means in financial terms. In 1, 2, 3 years' time, what will your business look like? So you can sit back and say, gee, that's fantastic, or no, I didn't want to be in that position in 3 years' time. He also summarized internal business risks that every business has, and there's quite a list of those that I would suggest that you read. And he then had the top tips for successfully operating a business. And number one was cash is king. Now, it doesn't really mean the folded cash, used to, but it doesn't quite mean that now. But what it means is that you've got availability of funds within your business. You've got some reserve accounts, or you are reducing your investment in inventory or debtors so that you can have spare money available within your banking business system to utilize if you need it. You can watch what Ashley had to say on our video recording that is available from that webinar. I then spoke about getting your house in order, because I think it's very important that every business in Australia, especially the small businesses and medium-sized enterprises, take advantage of this period from now to the end of October. Well, probably should said end of September. end of September, I mean, to the date that the JobKeeper scheme concludes, because this is presenting a window of opportunity. Why? There's no commercial trading risks operational at present. The government's put all them on hold. So whereas previously, if you had someone that was going to sue you for not paying a bill or some other item that was an offence under the Companies Act, all of those, or most of them, have been deferred until the end of September. Doesn't mean they're going to go away though, just means that they're deferred. So this is the window of opportunity. You haven't got those pressures, but if you've encountered any problems, you will have them at the end of September. So why not put your house in order now? And one of the first things that I would be suggesting you do is convert the role of your accountant. If traditionally all that they have done for you is prepare an annual set of accounts and a tax return and perhaps make some preliminary information available to your banker. If that's all they have done, you need to convert their role to a chief financial officer. And if your accountant's unable to perform that role and you need some assistance in finding someone, send me an email, please. peter@essbiztools.com.au, and I will come back with a recommendation from one of the many accountants around Australia who utilise the ESS BizTools systems because they subscribe to us. I talked about what's going to happen, I think, in the banking industry after the 30th of September. Banks have lent a lot of money in the last few months. They are lending money that's been supplied by the Reserve Bank, up to $105 billion of it, that they have got the benefit of the federal government guaranteeing 50% of the debt, but the banks are in effect taking the risk on the other 50% because they're unable to ask for a security. The only security they can ask for is a personal guarantee. So the banks are lending a lot of money, and some of them have already announced their preliminary results for the half year, and they're making big provisions for doubtful debts because they anticipate some real problems after 30 September. The other problem area is in government grants. The state and territory governments, together with the Australian government, have issued a lot of grant money in recent months. I suspect it's probably 2 to 3 years of the normal quantum of grant money that the state and territory governments make available. And of course, the federal government has gone way out with the JobKeeper program and some other programs. I don't think that that sort of support is going to be available post 30 September 2020. I can't see where the money's going to come from. Banks are going to be very, very difficult to deal with. I don't think there's going to be much in the way of government grants available. So if you've done your financial projections, and perhaps you haven't done yet, and that's why I'm suggesting you upgrade the role of your accountant, your external accountant, to being a virtual chief financial officer, so that that firm or person can assist you in the preparation of accurate budgets and cash flow forecasts for the next 3 years. So you can determine if you are going to have any weaknesses, especially if you want to do something, you want to expand your business, you want to launch a new product, and you need an injection of money. And perhaps you should be starting to think about trying to raise capital. Small businesses and medium-sized businesses in Australia can raise capital from the public. You do have to be a company, but that's not a complicated process, rolling your current business, whatever it is, into a company. And admittedly, you are then going to have some external shareholders who are going to own part of your business, but they are parting with their hard-earned cash to be shareholders in your business, so that you can look at talking to them and understanding what they want to achieve with their investment in your business. And I think that might be a way for you to look at trying to raise some money to be able to finance your business operations. And I hope that helps you look as to where you are going to go in your business. Next week, I'm also speaking in our presentation on Wednesday, the 20th of May, and I'm going to give you more insights as to how I think you should be meeting the challenge of emerging from the lockdown blues. The other speaker next Wednesday is Paul Barnaby, who's a predictive accounting consultant. And that means that Paul concentrates on the preparation of budgets, cash flow forecasts, and predictive balance sheets, so that you can see where your business is going to end up in the future. You can join us in this free webinar on Wednesday, the 20th of May at 12 noon AEST. Please go to the email that you received notification of this video on and click on to register for the webinar. We would love to hear you there. You can also click on to receive access to a copy of the webinar recording that we made this week featuring Ash Evans talking about the financing your business and myself talking about engaging your accountant to add value. If you have any other questions relative to ensuring your business's success and survival during these difficult days, please don't hesitate to send me an email, peter@essbiztools.com.au, or telephone me 1-800-232-088. Please have a great day and stay safe, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. Goodbye.